I'm Jacob, and I'm going for a drive. Except, I'm not actually going for a drive right now. Yuri's obviously missing, so I found the next best replacement, Sergio Perez. Sergio, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you, mate.
Jacob. You ready? Launch control.
You tell me when to brake because I don't know this place.
No, I want you to go as fast as humanly possible. And I know you're capable of that. So what's your name again, Sergio?
Sergio, man.
Sergio, what about Checo? Is that your nickname or is that just a name that you go by?
Yeah, it's my nickname.
Okay, I like that. How do you like this car so far?
Not bad, not bad.
Compared to a Formula One car, kind of going for groceries?
Yeah.
Just using the whole track. You're on the grass and everything.
Yeah.
Good suspension so far. You're treating this like a rear-wheel drive car.
We try, you know, because otherwise you pick up too much understeer.
Yeah. Oh, this is great. I notice how fast you're shifting. Do you ever miss manual transmission in a Formula One car?
No.
No?
I'm happy with what I have.
You just want to go as fast as possible.
Exactly.
Well, I hope you win this weekend.
Yeah,
Tell Max I said that too. And you better win next weekend as well. That's your home track, right?
Yeah, that will be the most important one.
Dude, you're an animal. This is amazing. Oh, wow. Oversteer, front wheel drive, love it. So what's your day look like after this?
We're pretty busy afterwards.
Yeah?
Some interviews and some stuff like that.
Cool. What time do you have to go to sleep so that you're ready for tomorrow?
Well, today I have a big party going on.
Okay.
So I might be in bed only around 3 a.m. or so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's enough for you to be fine for tomorrow?
Yeah, it's the best way to prepare, man. Having some couple of tequilas.
Yeah. I like your style.
Drive hangover is the way to do it.
That's the way I do it. Were you good friends with Kimi Räikkönen? Because Kimi seemed like he was that kind of guy too.
No, he hardly spoke.
Oh, really? So I look, the way he looks on TV, that's exactly how he is.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's exactly what he's like.
That's cool.
You ready to jump?
Oh, I'm ready. Oh, this is great. You're just drifting this front-wheel drive car. I love how you're using all the track, all the grass. You're just using everything to make the car pitch it in and everything.
Yeah, we gotta make sure we use everything.
This is fantastic, man. Thank you so much.
I hope you enjoy it, mate.
This is amazing. You're a really good replacement for my normal co-host, Yuri. Thank you so much. Wow, thanks Sergio Perez. My new friend Checo. So by this point, you've probably noticed that this is a completely different video. I'm in Austin, Texas for the Formula One race. Honda invited me out to take some laps in this. So I will be taking some laps later. You still haven't seen that footage because I still haven't filmed it. Checo's driven me, insane driver, amazing. Yuri, I wish you came so that you could have experienced that. But Yuri's actually back home filming the manual Supra. Definitely check that out, subscribe so you don't miss that video. Now this is the all new Civic. It's been completely changed, new generation. Lots going on here. 315 horsepower, 310 pound-feet of torque from a 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder. And most importantly, I have pricing for the all new Type R. $42,895 American. And if you're shopping for one of these, tsp.truecar.com. The Honda Civic is one of our top sold cars with discounted price offers. There's a lot of YouTube superstars here, so I'm gonna get some of their opinions on the looks of this car today. Jeremiah from Donut Media.
What's up, Jacob?
What do you think of the car?
Oh man, it's really good. It's really fun. We're out here at a pretty bumpy racetrack, and I think one of the first things I noticed is how stable it is in some of this chop and some of these heftier bumps. So the car performs really well. It's got good tires on it, good brakes, and I think it looks, compared to the last gen, a little bit more tame, you know, not so hot boy. I like the red seats. Red seats look really nice, super soft touch. Rev matches for you, not like I need it.
That's right, expert driver.
Don't need it, but an added plus.
Right on. Everybody subscribe to Donut Media.
Yeah.
If you haven't already, they have way more subscribers than we do. My man Vin.
Hey guys, Vin from Hoonigan, new Civic Type R.
What do you think?
This thing rips. I really like the way it looks. Some of my favorite features of the car, the hood vent is actually functional to let air escape out of the front intercooler radiator setup. I think that's really, really cool. Helps with downforce, helps with cooling.
Looks a little better than the previous gen hood scoop, eh?
Yeah, I really like it. I also like, you know, a couple of these car companies out there are putting vents and scoops and stuff that don't do anything.
No! God, please, no! No!
This actually has a real fender vent.
Oh, it's real.
Which is super cool. I love that. And then of course the red seats just get me. They're so cool. Red seats and red carpet.
Yeah, the red carpet is sick.
The true Type R look.
You like these wheels?
The wheels are cool. Yeah, I like them. The overall styling's really rad. I think the FK8 was pretty over the top, and this one's a little bit more subtle, but it's awesome, and it's got insane turn-in and front grip for a front-wheel drive car. I really like it. It's cool.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
Everybody subscribe to Hoonigan. You have way more subscribers than we do.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here in Texas with the brand new Civic Type R.
Bro, who are you?
Oh yeah, by the way, I'm Zach from Hoonigan. Pleasure to meet y'all. You know what? What's up, kid?
What's up? Yo, Zach, fellow Corvette owner, shout out.
Yep, you know, Corvette guy, no jorts, no New Balances. Big cam though, loud pipes. That's the way Corvettes were meant to be, baby.
That's
but
right.
Today we're not talking about that. We're talking about Hondas. And actually, this is pretty rad. Traditionally, you know, I'm an American muscle guy. But this is actually really nice. Taking some rips in it, rode with Checo, whatever. Can't pronounce that ever, right? But you know what? I've never seen a dude drive at 2010s, but I know it's possible. I've never seen a car that can handle just slamming rev limiter and then blasting down a gear. But you know what? The Honda did it. But honestly, on track, it drives great. Turn-in is awesome. Grip is incredible. And like, it's a full-size car that you can use on a daily basis. Like, this is like a usable vehicle with actually like cool styling cues. It's nice.
They did it right.
Yeah, it feels sporty, but it doesn't feel boy racer. I think that's a word I keep hearing thrown around here. Big shout out to Honda on the wheel design, because these are actually sick.
They are.
I mean,
split 5-spoke, very simple.
Yeah, very sick from the factory. That's dope. And then also, you know, comes with big ass Brimbos. Anyway, you get a turbocharged motor straight out of the gate that can obviously blast way more RPM than it probably should without, you know, dropping valves and stuff. So, you know what? Good engineering on that. We got a lot of wind picking up here.
Yeah, we do. Sorry, guys. Yeah. What do you think of this wing?
You know what? Not a big wing guy, but this actually works pretty well. And I do believe that they did some aerodynamic engineering on this. So apparently it slips through the wind a lot better than the previous generation. You know what? One of the things I really like on this whole rear diffuser and the exhaust setup. So straight from the factory, like, this looks dope, but my favorite part is that this is valved and it blows straight through.
Triple exhaust? How do you feel?
I actually like triple. So like, you know, in design, you know, if you're editing things, right? Like, everything like works really nice in threes, right? So this is sick. And the fact that it has like a straight through option, like straight from the factory, is nice. And it doesn't sound crappy. Biggest complaint I have with 4-cylinders typically is that they just don't sound good. This actually sounds like kind of tight.
It's because it's straight piped.
Yes. Thank you. Let's go.
Everybody subscribe to Hoonigan.
Yeah, come on board. Check it out. We're having good times over there. We're crashing everything. But you know what? We got to go money shift a couple more of these before they kick us out.
My man Thomas.
From Throttle House.
What do you think of the car?
The Accord? Oh, this is a Civic.
Yeah, it's Civic.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Now that you have all their opinions on the looks, I actually think it looks really good. I'm gonna walk you through all the changes through this car. There's a lot of them. We still have a limited slip differential, so that's not a change. But we've gone down from 20s to 19s, curiously, and these are the regular wheels. There's also an option that you can get, and I think it looks pretty good. The Continental recommended tire, the Extreme Contact Sport. The engine is the same engine, except they've made changes to the turbo. They've given it a bigger radiator, they've given it a bigger fan, they've increased the amount of air that can come in. The grille is a lot bigger. Basically, they've opened everything up to allow more air to come inside and then extract it with this hood extractor right here. And all the little changes to the engine is what added up to a couple extra horsepower and a couple extra pound-feet of torque, making this the most powerful Civic Type R ever. It is legitimately, but it's a couple horsepower more than the last one. These are the same Brembo brakes that you'd find on the first generation. However, they've gone with a 2-piece rotor to help with some of that cooling. And the entire body is obviously completely different than the previous generation. The last one was pretty polarizing. I know Yuri kind of liked that one a little bit more than this one, but seeing this one in person, fantastic. Now it is lower, longer, wider, and stiffer than the previous generation, just like me. We also have some vents up here, which we had in the first one, but they look a lot more integrated in this one. Got totally different side skirts. This is now a wide body, and the Civic Type R actually gets a unique door to allow for that wide body to flow nicely, where it doesn't look like it's just kind of tacked on like the first generation. And when I say first generation, I mean the one that we got in North America. Moving around back, we've got pretty nice taillights. Obviously this is a hatchback, if you haven't noticed, just like the first generation. It's not offered as any other model. Only 6-speed manual. Great job, Honda. And we got triple exhaust, just like we had in the previous one, except now it flows straight through. So we should probably take a listen to the outside. Better than the previous generation. The wing has also been completely redesigned. It definitely looks more adultish than the previous generation. The last one was very childish. We still do have a rear wiper, which is really nice. The wing is not visible carbon fiber, but there is a visible carbon fiber with red weave option that you can get. And after seeing it in person, I would highly recommend that one. Follow us on Instagram. You would have seen all of this last week. So that wraps up all of the exterior changes. I think they did an amazing job with this car. It's time to check out the interior. Interior, what have they changed? Everything is red. We've got red carpets, red seats, and these seats are brand new. We still have red seat belts, nothing to worry about here. Red Honda logo, red stitching. The theme is obviously red. We still have Plus R mode, but the best thing that they added was individual. Now you have to set up individual before you go driving, which makes total sense. In terms of the infotainment, what did they change here? We've got the Honda Log R, or Logger mode, which is pretty cool. I think they had that in the previous generation. I don't quite recall right now. My biggest criticism with the car so far is that you still can't change rev matching without putting on your handbrake, going through the infotainment, and then disabling rev matching. At this point, just give me a button right beside Plus R. There's a blank button down here, which would fit perfectly to turn off rev matching. Rev matching is great. It does work faster than the previous generation, but it's just, I want an easy way to turn it off. And it does rewind SiriusXM satellite radio. And if you want your own free 3-month trial, go to SiriusXM.ca or .com/TheStraightPipes. We've got new gauges because they're the same as the Civic Si in Canada. We do have shift lights, and then putting it into Plus R mode gives you the left-right tack, just like a Formula One car, I would know. Rear seat room is still good. I got headroom, not if I was wearing a bucket, but you probably shouldn't have passengers back here if you're on a racetrack anyways. Apparently they kind of scooped out these seats a little bit more for a little bit more legroom, but I got no complaints right now. This is great. I got Type R on the back right here. This is a great car. Interior, 10 out of 10. And with all that out of the way, it's time to find out what I think of how this actually drives. Driving the all-new Honda Civic Type R. Now I've got very limited time in the car, so this isn't gonna be a full review. We will have more time once we get the car back home in Toronto, so look forward to a full normal style review in about a month or two. So, Type R, first things I notice is obviously it handles incredibly well, just like the previous one did. We're not pushing it too hard right now, it's lead follow, but I do notice an increase in sound. I don't know if it's all pumped in, but there is a difference from the previous one. I'm not sure if I like it yet, especially with this helmet on, but that is the first thing that stands out to me. Gauge cluster is really cool. We've got shift lights just like the Canadian Honda Civic Si. Sorry, America, for that one. And I mean, we are also on the optional summer performance tires, which I'm not even sure if we're gonna get in Canada. And wow, the suspension in Plus R mode, which is the stiffest mode, is definitely a little bit bouncy at Harris Hill Raceway in Austin, or just outside of Austin. But it's not punishing, it's not jarring. It doesn't give you that going over these big bumps, just like my new friend Checo took me through earlier. It does want to turn in really nicely as well. Yeah, the shifter feels really good as well. This is a 6-speed. It does feel like there's that big bump. It does feel like every gear is very easily noticeable. you know exactly which one you're in. There's kind of no way to misshift this transmission that I found so far. My time again is very limited, but man, this is nice. Like, no problem. I'm in 6th. I shouldn't be. I've got auto rev matching on because they just threw me in the car, and I know I have to do that through the infotainment, and I can't do that while I'm driving. The best part about the new Civic Type R is my biggest complaint with the previous generation, and you could not customize the drive modes, and now you can. There's an individual mode, finally. So I think Honda listened to me specifically complain about that in the previous generation, and they finally added an individual mode, which is very much appreciated. However, I can't use it out here right now because to set that individual mode, it then kind of locks me out. I have to do it through the infotainment, and I can't do that while I'm trying to max this car out at the racetrack. But these shift lights are definitely saving me while I'm trying to talk, and I'm doing my best out here to try and keep up because it's hard to talk, figure out the car, figure out the track, figure out what time it is in a foreign country, shout out America, and drive this car. I would like to hear what the car sounds like from the outside when it's ripping, but from in here, it's, there we go, red line. It's kind of like got a buzziness. It definitely does sound like it's pumped in. Oh, hit my head there. The other thing I noticed is that I actually do fit in here with a bucket on, and I actually do have room. There's no sunroof. These seats are very well bolstered, and I got no real complaints with them. The previous generation seats were already really good. These are great. No complaints about these seats. I think they're gonna be perfectly fine for daily driving because the side bolsters are also really nice. I mean the ones for your thighs. It's not like a Porsche carbon bucket that is very hard to get in and out every day. But again, we'll have a full road review of this car. And yeah, the steering feels like it's been slightly changed from what I remember. I'm not really sure if there's more feel, but I'm trying to feel it out right now. It's definitely stiff in plus R mode. Let's dial this down. Let's go to, no, I can't. Can't on a turn. I'm stuck in individual. I mean, you can kind of chuck this thing around. For a front wheel drive car, let's go back into plus R. This is a very forgiving, easy car to drive very quickly, just like the previous generation was. Honestly, driving this one, from what I recall, the previous generation, this is better, but is it that much better? I'm not really sure. So if you have a previous generation one, I'm not really sure if it's worth the upgrade to this one. Maybe the looks is the biggest thing that might sway you to the new one because this generation looks really good. The interior is much nicer than the previous generation. This new Civic chassis, because we really like the SI, we really like the base model Civic in this generation. I mean, this is definitely a step up in terms of everything else in the interior, but the way it drives, no complaints about the previous one, no complaints about this one so far. And Max Verstappen also said that it understeers less, so I'm also going to echo that. It definitely understeers less.
I always felt that the previous car had a bit too much understeer.
So there you have it. That's all I can tell you about the new Honda Civic Type R in my limited time with it. Hope you enjoyed this very odd video, which I had a lot of fun making. Got to meet Formula One drivers, ask them questions. I got my skeleton crew here. Check this out. Here, I'll show you guys. This is exactly my crew. I put a lot of work into this video. I hope you guys appreciate it. Hit me with a subscribe, hit me with a thumbs up, hit me with a comment. Let me know what you think of this video, and thanks for watching.
What's your time split like driving an F1 car and driving a road car?
I definitely drive a lot more than F1, I think. I don't really drive a lot at home. It's very rare. Maybe sometimes if I go for dinner, but that's only like 1 or 2 kilometers. You know, Monaco is quite small.
I like to sit back and relax when I'm on the street. So yeah, I'm actually driving really slow normally.
Great, thank you.
They'll probably get upset with you, like in Mexico, like, who's this guy in front?
Who's this guy driving so slow in his Honda minivan?
Seriously, my wife always tells me, you're such a bad driver, you know, because you're and so on.